Oh,
You guys want to hear about
one
my
time he was
experience
out there, he literally shot the deer out of
That's quite the
season.
list. That takes a while.
Yeah,
And
always
we were-
out of season.
And we were going back to town with it in the pickup. Nothing on the box, you know, flat tire. So here I'm out there, I had the jack under it, and I was digging the gravel out to get the tire off, and this car stopped next to me. He said, "Need some help?" I said, "No, we'll make it all right." When he drove away, I see it was the sheriff. We had that deer laying in the back of the truck.
Oh my god.
Well, one time he had that old van, and he had one arm in the sling, and Velma's dad had an arm in the sling in the other arm,
Hi.
and I'm over on the other side,
They work in like.
and Larry always drove like he's crazy.
Yeah.
Down that old narrow blacktop we was going, and next thing you know, here comes the bridge, and he couldn't make it, he couldn't turn the wheel far enough to get through the bridge.
One arm.
So her dad helped him turn the wheel. We went through the bridge and it wore that gas cap off on the outside.
Oh my god.
She was just gone and just wore it right off. We could have hit the end of that
Yeah.
bridge just slicker than hell.
They followed him all the
We
way
was
home.
coming from Bozeman,
That
and
was
he
on
had
the
an old
side.
Buick and he
Yeah,
drove
they
like
teased
crazy.
him, and then he
Going
started
on
running
75, 80, you know, at night,
They-
met a highway cop. So him and I switched drivers. I drove 55 all the way back to
Oh, but I think
Livingston.
they were listening.
That cop followed us all
Oh
the way.
wow. Oh my
listening.
god.
He had a bunch of kids in the house.
Oh,
She said
God.
the magic words.
Yeah, probably the same thing.
One time, Don was going from Waterville to Elysian at night, and he met this car, and the devil never dimmed his lights.
Oh.
So he turned the spotlight on and shined the spotlight, and it turned out to be a highway cop. He got a ticket for that.
Oh my god.
One time, by New Richland, that load logs is an old single axle truck, and I was coming to beat hell down the road.
Where I get it
This
from?
lady pulled out with about 4 or 5 kids,
Oh god.
and then poked around and was going to make a left turn, and the car was coming. She had to stop.
Oh
So I
god.
took the ditch with the little logs.
Oh wow.
I made it back up on the road.
Jeez.
I thought sure it was going to tip the damn thing over.
Did you have to change your pants?
Yeah.
No, I bet she did though, but she didn't know I was behind her.
Raging.
Put on a full load. And towards the last we had those loaders that you could reach out and climb and lay
Oh
on.
yeah. How many logs on a full load?
Well, it depended on the size of the logs, you know. If they're real big, you know, probably 5 or 6.
Oh really?
Oh.
Wow.
They all came around this area, right?
Yeah, here down in Iowa. And then I took logs up to Waseca by Black Lake, and the guy turned them on a turning lathe and made fingernail files out of maple.
Wow.
Oh.
And we were up around New Ulm, throughout Springfield.
Big clearly this eternity.
We got logs on it.
The super sharp knife that lays against the wall.
It was
and
all
spin
over.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, I go in the morning at 4 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't take one loss.
Yeah,
Make you
about
fingernail
8
file.
o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A lot of turning.
300 hours a week. A lot of them said put in 300 a week.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
He's
how
gone,
it
he's
is
gone
in
all the
place.
time. As a kid,
Yeah.
he's gone all the time.
And then you came home and they shot each other with BB
They
guns.
worked wow.
Yeah, 3 of them with BB guns shooting at one another.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Keith said.
Allegedly.
Or
Honestly.
throwing metal hangers up on the electrical lines.
That would be.
You know there in Waterville where 13 makes a curve out to the north of town? Well, if you went right straight off of 13, the railroad used to go up in there. And they'd bring in cattle from out west. And they had a big stockyard up there, and then they'd break horses up there.
Oh.
All kinds of enough crazy devils to do that. So
Yeah.
Where was that?
Oh, straight up.
You put
In the
a
summertime, they'd have 3 woolies
Okay, free ones.
out there. And damn mosquitoes eat you.
They have to eat too.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, we used to go in on Friday nights.
I
Just to
see
watch
I mean, I think-
the drunks come out of the bars.
It's
I
good.
Yeah,
tell
it's
you,
pretty
oh,
good.
there's a lot
It's
of
very sweet.
different places tipped over in the ditch. Nobody got hurt though.
If you want, you can finish it off.
Yeah.
Bone all over the
It's okay. I think we're done now.
For you guys.
You ain't gonna be a doctor, are
No.
you?
I'm for cooking.
Yeah.
You asked.
Krista asked.
Dang, Marissa.
Oh, I was clear off the
Couldn't
highway.
get over.
Oh my
I
god.
was clear off the road. The inside dual of the truck was out beyond the blacktop
Yeah.
when he hit me. He
Well,
could
did-
just. I thought somebody was a joke, you know.
Yeah.
Kept coming over, and I kept getting over.
Oh god.
I couldn't go any further. I would have wound up in the lake. It's in the summertime. Ray come over.
Yeah.
I mean, chocolate.
He said an
No, it's
airplane
so
went
big that
down.
they would fall
That's
through.
when he flew.
They couldn't land on the road.
Right here,
He said, "Where the hell
Oh,
did it
yeah.
come
Pretzel
from?"
thing.
I don't know. He said
Oh, like the
he
paper.
heard it
Yeah,
spit
they're
water,
chocolate.
and then it disappeared. So we
Yeah,
drove
just like-
back
just like the
across
peanut
his
butter
place,
ones.
go back where that
Except
slew.
they're chocolate.
There's set the airplane out
Yeah.
to that pontoons on it.
Can't
Oh.
sit there near say that.
And the guy standing on the
Pretzels and stuff.
pontoons and told us to get some rope. So we went back up and got all the rope again.
70s.
You know, his place
You
and
had
my
the brown-
place.
Not only had
Brown truck.
And we took my boat, we went back
Right
and
there.
Yeah, Dad.
we went out there and tied the rope on
He had a
that
fishing
plane,
boat then.
and we turned it around. So he run it clear down to the other end of the slough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're out the back.
They're gonna go down there and turn it around
Sweet.
again.
The railing
The
out
next
there,
morning,
your bottles.
He
Oh,
come
okay.
over to get, and we wanted to know how come it happened. And well, he said he didn't know, but he said one of his mechanics, at where he kept the plane, shut one tank off and didn't say nothing. So he thought he'd run out of gas, but he didn't.
Oh yeah.
So he fired it up and was sitting out there in the slough. He took off everything, you know, all the ropes. So he wound her up. And when he
That's
come to
cool.
the end of the
Forgot you brought
slough,
her along.
he kicked one
I know. I think her
ski,
might
one
get along.
pontoon out, and then the other one, and it just nicked the grass.
Lunged out.
Hybrid weeds on the edge of it.
Wow.
Went up and he made a big loop, and he brought the wings at us. And about 2 weeks later,
They
here
heard
come
me.
a great big
Yeah.
ham
Laying
and
the couch
a
together.
flower. Big ham, and
Yeah.
a big tall
Here's
flower.
Ian's friend's
It
guy.
was that Kaplan from
Oh yeah.
The Cuddy or whatever?
That's cool.
Or not?
Yeah.
Buzz.
Nick.
Yeah.
Grandpa, how many times have you been on a plane?
Then on the plane.
Yeah.
Baby pictures. You know?
Oh God, we flew.
Very spoiled.
I think only twice out to Washington,
Go to
and then
Alaska.
of course twice back again to come home. We
Okay.
had an older pilot, an old gray-haired guy. He pulled out on the damn run. We sat there for a little
I'm
while.
not gonna share with
As
anybody.
soon as he killed, they don't know what the hell they were doing. And then all of a sudden, he's got her run ahead about 10 feet. And he's
There's also another pile of white out the back
I
there.
tell you, you think, God, see,
I'm not
it's
sharing
just
with
right
anyone.
back. No, that thing took off.
And then,
Where in the hell did
This
it
is
all
the spirit
power?
of
you know, one of Florida?
That was 92. Was it
Korean.
the Korean War?
It
Okay.
just ended as I went in.
And you used to work on tanks, right?
In Texas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In
I
Texas.
went to school for 2 months
Can you
sometime.
imagine him
Oh, wow.
going over to Iraq?
They were interesting. The instructor would screw them all up, and we had to straighten them out.
Because isn't that when you asked Grandma to marry you because you were leaving? Grandma told me the story. You didn't tell me because you didn't remember it. Grandma remembered it though. He was leaving to go to Texas and he walked out to the Davenport and
Yeah.
set out the ring and was like, "Well, I'm leaving, so are you gonna marry me or not?" That's what Grandma told me is what happened. So
Point.
I've
It
never
worked.
Apparently it worked. Yeah, that's what Grandma told.
school
It
early
worked
to marry.
anyway.
Well,
I
got
was
this.
20.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
For the rest of
23,
your life.
I think.
How did you see her or meet her?
Cause she was in
I
a legion
helped-
and
I
boys saw the
helped-
horse birthday.
I helped seine fish with her dad.
And he
Okay.
never brings anything for the
So I
dog,
got-
and he was like,
That's something else too, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
leave it over there.
probably worse than cleaning them.
Oh, God.
Just leave it. This is our dog this year.
Yeah, you get a bunch of them fish and
No, he's a picture.
you sort them and you
Like, that's
put
like
on
a
a
bead, my
rubber
backpack,
apron
like
and slam.
a very
Throw it
expensive ring
right
just
down.
sitting
Yeah,
there.
like it's just one picture. Like
Then
my
the
girl
trees
over
I
on
there.
don't want to
Oh,
sprint
God.
after somebody.
Believe me.
romantic.
What did he do for work?
What did your mom and dad do for work?
But it was in the
Oh,
scene.
he did carpenter
I had
work.
done my
So she
nails
wants to see
and
it.
had gone and
We
looked
dug,
at
put in
rings,
tile.
and I thought I might be getting
I
one
would
for
dig
my
top.
birthday.
He
Gene would
lives
dig
there, so he
second.
wouldn't find it.
And then my dad would finish up on
Yeah.
the bottom. We
Yeah,
tried to get
because we were
300
gonna
feet
get
a
it-
day.
we got it
Wow.
sized, and
Damn.
That's a
well,
lot
they
of
didn't have it
goddamn
ready
dirt.
yet. So
But
yeah,
we used
Well,
to-
so,
garbage out in there too while you're there
We
digging.
used to make fence posts.
Yeah.
In
Gummy
the wintertime.
worms and french fries. And
8 cents a piece.
yeah, and then we
Gosh.
went
And if we were
Celebrated
really
our
went at it, we'd get
birthdays
100 posts
together,
a day.
and
Oh
That's
my
$8 a
God.
day for Christ's sake.
yeah.
Tennis
Jesus
balls.
Christ.
You'll throw it.
Well, they bought groceries and whatnot, you know.
Where is it?
Me.
The old grandpa.
We used to,
Yeah.
Gordon Abbey and I would dig grave for $10 a piece. We got $20 to dig a grave.
Wow.
Now they get 500 just to look at it. He says, yeah.
Grandpa.
How old were you when you hit your teacher in the face with a book?
Oh God, I was probably, I don't know, maybe 11. She was going to whip me with a hose, and I was no way going to let her do that. Yeah. It was a good sized buddy. Sure as hell woke her up, I tell you. She didn't come after me after that.
What'd you do? What'd you do for her to go after you?
Nothing. Somebody else did it, and I got blamed for it.
Oh, okay, all
Back to
right.
that.
Yeah, that
Oh, I know
sounds
what
like
they did. They
a
cut the bill roll
divorce
off.
story.
And she thought I did it. And it was a useless kid that's cut the rope off.
Oh, yeah, them used.
Who were the troublemakers? You and Gene? You
Yeah.
guys the troublemakers?
Between me and Gene?
Well, between all of ya.
Oh, I don't know. I guess we all
Everett.
took a turn.
Yeah, Emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa, did you go to jail? Did you ever go to jail?
You
What'd
did?
you do? What'd you do? Spill the beans.
Well, I'll tell you what
Glad I
happened.
asked.
Dad used to do a lot of drinking. Come home raising hell drinking. See, one time I wanted to watch him when he went to the shed. And when he did, when he went in the house, I went out and found the bottle and dumped it out. And he got madder than hell. Then, of course, he was going to whip my ass. And he got within reach, and I changed his mind. Knocked him on his ass, and they hauled him to jail. Then they come and got me in about 3 hours.
How old are you?
I suppose 18 in that neighborhood. No.
We got street cred.
Yeah.
This old guy had a popcorn wagon in the corner.
Good time for
Well,
me to
one
make
night, a
spicy
bunch
rice
of
huh?
them, they snuck up there and they put a chain around the back beating on his car and tied it to a fence.
The cop.
Then they went flying down, and the cop was gonna take off after. He took the popcorn wagon and the fence and all out in the middle of the street. That's as far as he got. He couldn't pull it any further.
Last time I made spicy.
He made a hell
Which
of a
one?
mess of things in a little
What?
while. Huh?
Did you tie the popcorn wagon to the cop?
No, I didn't get in on that.
No, that sounds super innocent.
Somebody there
Yeah.
secreted that.
Well, yeah, it was in Waseca. That's right. Yes. I remember
Yeah.
We tied the old
That
fart
sounds like
from
some Waseca shit.
the Legion that was cop. We tied him to the fence too one time. We tied the Legion cop, yeah,
To the fence.
yeah, to the fence, and he tore that all out. Old guy, he was a city cop. Had an old Buick or some damn thing
Yeah.
he had.
Oldsmobile maybe?
But we tied him to that fence, And then we went flying through town.
What's that, buddy?
He was going to come and get
He'll,
us.
he'll groan if he scratches
Tore
your
that fence all to pieces. Well, I had an old 37 Plymouth, and of course I had the bumpers that went way out. He would sit with the back legs of the chair in that bumper in the front of the car, and we'd go up and down Main Street.
The sparklers
Couldn't
in
run
his hand.
over that dumbass.
The sparklers in his hand. What are the sparklers?
Yeah, you know, if that chair would have broke,
You
he'd
would
have
run him
had
over.
it because I'd have run right over him. God, what Friday.
Grandma, you almost have ran
Ours
over
was
one.
really large and man.
Crazy, crazy things he did. Bone all over the highway.
It's okay. We're done now.
For you guys.
You ain't gonna be a doctor, are
No.
You asked.
I asked.
Dang, Marissa.
Oh, I was
You
clear off the
couldn't
highway.
get over.
Oh my god.
I was clear off the road. With the inside dual of the truck was out beyond the blacktop
Yeah.
when he hit me. He
Well,
could
then-
just. I thought somebody was a joke, you know.
Yeah.
Kept coming over, and I kept getting over.
Oh god.
I couldn't go any further. I would have wound up in the lake. My neighbor down the road one time, he was going to cut a bowling ball too for his buddy. So he gets his meat saw, and it's a damn coarse blade meat saw, and he's going to cut this bowling ball. He hits his fingers in the bowling ball.
Oh no.
It slid off and took whatever was sticking out, cut it right off. Yeah, it's quite a thing making that stuff.
Yeah.
One time down at where I worked, I had a cat engine apart, and I had it up on blocks, and then it was, of course, the oil and stuff leaking. I put sawdust all over underneath it, and that oil and diesel fuel all soaked up that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm back over here grinding a piece
Oh.
of iron, turned around, and some of the biscuit was on fire.
Ooh.
Just a little bit. I grabbed the fire extinguisher, and some of the bitch was empty, nothing but air, and it blowed the fire over the whole works.
Oh god.
What a hell of a mess that made.
What'd you do then?
Called the fire department.
Oh yeah.
They come out and chopped a bunch of holes where they shouldn't have. Shot water in it. They finally put it out. But boy, it sure made a hell of a mess. In our kitchen, the stove was over on right there on the corner. And the damn, didn't have the big tank, it had them 200-pound cylinders outside. And that one valve didn't turn right. So I had the top off the stove, and I loosened up that screw. There's a poops, out went that goddamn shut-off valve, and the fire come right with it. Pilot light lit that gas coming out.
No, I will.
Jesus Christ, if I didn't have something there. Grabbed the cookie sheet, set it over top, went outside and shut the tanks off. So wouldn't they could set the damn kitchen afire.
Yeah.
Boy, that hell of a fire in a short distance. That valve popped out of that bastard. Fire right now. Yeah. We had a couple of cottonwood at the river bottom that we had to cut a big notch in and then go in and got the damn thing cut, dropped it on the ground, and they cut off about an 8-foot log off the end. The damn thing must have been 5 foot through. And we never did take it in. Boss said, leave it lay there. Too much work to cut it, split it. than it was just to leave it. Cut the rest of the tree up, took it, but you get heavy. You had a wedge that you could drive in, and then you put gunpowder in and touch it off. One time a neighbor had one when he was a kid, and he had one when we was out in the woods cutting wood. He said he wanted to try it. Poked it into the end of a log and filled her up with powder and touched her off, and that's the last we seen of some of the bitch. I went somewhere in the snowbank someplace. Went instead of splitting the log, it flew out the other way and was gone. Trace. But now with Bramer, when he would saw in with a chainsaw, steep pole, and roll it over and go on the other side, then he'd put the wedge in there and load it. Then it would split it. Then he could handle each half on the middle, or otherwise you couldn't roll that big bastard, on the carriage. We had a 24-inch planer, and they were planing wide pieces of wood where it come out into about a 6-inch pipe. They plugged up. He went in there. It was straight smooth from there on.
Oh, yuck.
One swipe and they were gone. Reynolds nailers had the power nailers for pallets, and the damn fool's going to scratch his heel, nailed his shoe right on. I tell you, hauled him up the biscuits, and of course the nails were like a screw. Cranked that damn thing out, got him healed up, and then he went to California to see his ex-wife. He was out there 3-4 days. The next thing you know, they called back, and she stuck him with a fillet knife and killed him. They got into a fight, and she grabbed the fillet knife and run it in his stomach. Well, we had that dude that used to live there in Waterville. He was from Iowa, and he claimed that the carp, well, he said that's the best eating fish there is. He said that certain parts you cut out, he said the rest you put in the garbage can, but he said that the piece you cut out, he said, is really good. I don't know what it was. But now Dave Connie, he goes up to Leach when they have the eel pout deal. He brings on a whole bunch of them. He said that part of the tail is good. He had a lot of scary things.
Yeah.
Overalls probably takeoff one time. Police. Good thing they were old overalls.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, he was all black.
They had a damn bull that was kind of mean, and they used to run him up the road into another pasture, and that bull took after him, knocked him down, and luckily it was a boggy ground, with holes and humps, and the bull couldn't get at him too good, shoving him in. And the dog was there, and he got after the bull. Otherwise, he'd have been a hell of a mess.
Oh.
He had a little Pontiac car, and one day Everett was coming out to our place by north of Elysian. Coming down the gravel road, this Julesen was going down the road with a 4-section drag. And of course the drag pretty much took all the roads. She right over the drag, knocked all the levers flat. I guess that guy could have died.
Oh my God.
No brakes, couldn't stop. Never poked the tire in there. Yeah, half the time the damn thing didn't have any brake. She woke him up and he's going. It's funny that horses didn't take off on it, Them damn horses that walked right along, they didn't bother him. Larry had that old white horse. One time he had a little black devil. He had the saddle on it, and it laid down in the hole where they was drinking water for the horses, and it wouldn't come out of there. He put little rocks in his ears, didn't bother a bit. Finally he said, "Oh, I'll fix you." Went in, we had the stove going. He took the poker and he poked it in that fire and held it in there for quite a while. Got it good and hot. pulled it out, went out, they picked the horse's tail up and put it in there, shoved it down. I tell you, she come out of that hole.
Oh my god.
Mud just a flying. That'll learn you to lay down in that water. Time these guys, there's 3 or 4 guys, and they had a Palomino horse. One of them was a Palomino, and they wanted to put the elk on that to haul it out of chunk and quarter. They quartered it.
Oh, yeah.
And that horse just went nuts. He didn't want that elk anywhere near it. He cut off a chunk of hide and rubbed it in his face, and that horse grabbed that hide and just slung it. They got the elk on it, and damn thing laid down. Oh, they had a hell of a time with that horse. The fellow went over backwards, and geez, it went over further. Here's a highway down the mountain. It didn't hurt it. They got against some rocks and trees, and just stopped and stumbled around. It finally got back up. She didn't want that elk on it either.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's interesting sometimes. Not any bull riding.
Even Bronco riding.
One time he broke this
what-
horse
yeah.
for these people, and they didn't ride it. And we was going up hunting elk, and he took this horse along and was going to finish breaking it. Well, up there we had the gas liner lit, unloaded that damn thing, and he got on, and oh, the rodeo started right there. He got thrown up, broke his collarbone. The ground was froze, you know.
Oh my god. What happened to the horse?
It didn't hurt the horse. He didn't go down. It just threw Larry off. I forget what he did that. I only broke his collarbone. He has it all wrapped up. He had everything broke. It was quite a ways up in there, and he couldn't drive along the bank of the hill because he would tip over. Oh, Larry and I are hanging onto the box, knees against the box, and then leaning back to keep the damn truck from tipping over.
Oh my god,
Oh,
Grandpa.
God, I tell you, I was glad to get out of that mess.
Oh my god.
Because
They
he
was-
got it, so he got.
They was hitting the bridge too. Didn't you guys almost hit the bridge?
Yeah, that was the deal. Larry had one arm in a sling. His almost dad was in the middle, and he had the other arm in a sling. I'm over here on the edge, and we come down this blacktop, and then there's a sharp curve, and through a bridge, a cement about this high wall. So we was headed right for that cement because Larry couldn't get it, cranked the wheels some more. We went through that bridge, and then wore the gas cap off of the tank on the side, sliding on that cement. I thought sure we was gonna hit that cement head on, and I couldn't do nothing. Both of them over there.
Those are 2 of the bad
Damn
wings.
old van. And that old panel, yeah, that green one.
Larry still has that.
Yeah. Oh, they had quite a time then, people out there.
Did you have dogs when you
Oh,
grew
yeah,
up?
we always
I see Bobby brother did make it up.
just one, we never had more than one.
Well, you guys had farm animals too.
Yeah.
Bob
Chickens
still
and
needs help to get along that wood.
goats and stuff.
We was over there.
Oh.
That's how it works for
Yeah.
3 o'clock is enough.
In the fall, they butcher the pigs.
I said, something they had in the paper, free
Oh.
wood, help
No,
us
no,
out.
refrigerator. So they butcher the pig and then stack it in salt.
Yeah.
And that's why I never ate ham until for years because they're goddamn salty big too.
And then did you go into the army?
Yeah, when I was,
I only got 2 pregnant daughters.
let's see, I went in when I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you work for your dad up till then?
No, he worked at
Look what I did.
I used to haul gravel, Elwin Spruce or something.
Okay.
Outside.
Going down the
Oh my god.
on those coal for lumber yard.
Oh my, you did everything.
Always something, yeah. Years ago, they'd had gizzards in the bar.
They still do.
Big
They still
jars
do.
of pickled gizzards,
Eggs.
and then boiled eggs. And them guys would stand there until midnight, eating boiled eggs.
Oh my god.
The next day, you didn't want to be near 'em.
Well, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, gross.
During the war, we used to pick the milkweed pods.
Oh yeah? What would you do with
Get
those?
a dollar bag from the government.
Wow.
I didn't mean to use it.
They didn't have silk because the Japan had silk like that.
Little Larry had his uncle one time had a little truck. I think he had 3 or 4 horses in there. And they were going up to by that Gallatin on the highway, icy, slid off and was in the river
Oh my god.
and tipped over on the side in the river. So they had to get in there and cut the ropes to get the horses out of there. That was a good old truck. Get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, that Ken one time, he saw a deer way down in the bottom on a big ravine. And to get to it, to drive along it, we had to hang on the side of the Jeep and lean way out to keep it from tipping over. Oh, God, I tell you. What a bus that was. I was in the double barracks, 260, I think, upstairs and downstairs. And of course, when they scrub upstairs, you have to take your coat rag or clothes rag and keep moving it. Because it leak and you get a sort of a mess. Old wooden floors. Down by Sladen, you know, a couple down there. Groceries on no end. In our little bedroom, up in the corner with a little door. One day we didn't open that door up. Just saw them sons of bitches. So I brought home a can of spray. Sprayed the hell out of them, shut the door. They all moved up to the next apartment. And then one day she was washing clothes, and we were sitting on the porch, and the bastards were out in the middle of the yard in the brick pile. So I poured hot water in there. Holy Christ. And the cockroaches coming. One place, he cut off the tree, shoved the whole tree right down in there. No bottom, you know. And you had to go across there with that big,
Like a 25-foot.
they got up just to cut the trees.
How do they go? They grab it with a pincher.
We get up there in the woods, and our leaves on the loader, I was on that generator. We put a chain between them to see who could pull the most, the tractor or that loader. We did some up on the slant, it tipped that goddamn John Deere right over on its side. They flopped off on the side and run. There it sat running until we were turning. Put her back down, right back to water. I cut a bunch of little crap one time. I had that Al's tractor. I was down there doing something behind the building. Next thing you know, fluid squirting out. I run one of them right through the back tire. Oh, even on the backhoe. One time down at McWhitter's, I ran over an old faucet for shower faucet. Poked right through the tire fluid, flying.
Pizza Ranch. You know, it's a good place to eat. If you go out of there hungry, there's something wrong. Bradley and I went down to Blooming Prairie, looked at a four-wheeler down there. CS Moto. I don't know where the hell they made, overseas somewhere. China, I guess. It's a pretty nice rig. I mean, they're built good, and a lot more comes with them than Polaris. So there's room for 3 in there if you had to, you know, sit close. So there'd be room for 3. Yeah, Bradley and I went to an auction here one time, a year ago, and Jesus, it was one, just a regular four-wheeler, and it didn't look good at all. And that damn thing went to 4,200. Yeah, so we'll see. You know, you never know what's going to take place.
Warren Bramer, he had something wrong with his throat, and he was in the cities, had a hell of a time with him, but he talked real funny. And he had always had at noon he'd have a nice log all slabbed off, and then guys would all sit on it and eat their lunch. He was using dynamite. And he unrolled a roll of dynamite and filled it full of sawdust, rolled it back up, put a fuse in it. The guys were all sitting there eating, and he'd come walking in. You guys want to see some goddamn fun, he says, and he lit that fuse and laid it down. Jesus Christ, it was lunch buckets tipped over all over. And somebody sat there and laughed. They thought sure he had dynamite.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy devil. But that son of a gun would hunt coon, and he'd shoot coon out of a tree at night with a pistol. Son of a biscuit, he'd hit them damn coon with that thing. I might go to the parade. I don't know if buckwheat here will or not. Well, now all you see is fire trucks and tractors. Yeah, and then they used to have parades on the water, at night.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah?
All lit up. They're right there by the lagoon there in town.
That'd be interesting.
They
Now,
haven't did
wouldn't it?
that for a long time. Yeah. Ma was, she worked at, she worked at Backwoods at one time for the produce outfit.
Okay. Did you ever work there?
And then she used to clean house for
I don't think so.
Mrs. Doc Dungwall. He was a veteran.
Okay.
She did that for years.
What did your dad do, Grandpa?
Well, he used to tile.
Okay.
And then he helped, he worked for a guy in Janesville. He'd mix the cement and the guy was laying up chimneys. And then he started drying feathers at the Backmans there in Waterville. They worked there for a long time. Drying the feathers. Bags of feathers were about, you couldn't reach around them. And they were 8 feet long, big bags. And they'd blow them full of feathers. When they got a load of them, they'd load them on the semi and haul them out. I don't know where they went.
Yeah. What did Grandma's parents do?
He
Yeah.
seined for fish, and then he did some tiling in the summertime.
Did your dad ever talk about coming to America from Italy?
No, he never said much about that.
Yeah.
You'd ask him, he come over when he was 14, he said, him and his cousin. And he never really come up with anything. I don't know why, but he wound up here in Minnesota, and I don't know, up in Perm for a long time, I guess, up there. And he moved back down there on this trip.
And your mom was from around here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at how pretty the moon is.
They lived, when she was young, they lived down by Mapleton.
She was a Bentley, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was a Bentley. And her brother was Glen Bentley, right?
Yep.
So he was named after Glen Bentley, the brother.
Yeah.
Now this Bob Bentley, he used to be a cousin. He had like a polio deal. He's all crippled up. But he would run the tractor. She'd help him get up in the tractor with the cab on. And then he'd do what he wanted to do with the tractor. And she'd have to help him back out of it again. Get him back in the wheelchair. But then they sold everything, and so now he just farts around the home there. Probably in the house most of the time in that wheelchair. And then once in a while she'll come to town, he'll ride along with her. They'll be, used to see him at the Hy-Vee parking lot. He'd be sitting in the truck and I'd go to. That camper, they were back there. And the three of them must have been wrestling or something. Jesus Christ, you couldn't hardly keep the truck on the road. God, I finally stopped and raised hell. Jesus Christ.
They all lined up and got belt lickings except little Larry, right, Grandpa?
There was a fight because I think he spanked Bruce and Brad, and Kirk just sit there really quiet.
Oh, God. And we stopped one time up there in the Bighorns. The guy was taking his sheep across the road. So we were sitting there, and Bruce, he gets out to go tinkle. I didn't know it. He drove off and left me standing there. We had to back up and get him.
When did you figure he was gone, Grandpa? How'd you?
Somebody pounded on the back of the window and let us know. And he was standing back there. So you run into a lot of things in a lifetime.